on, hobby family? It is your boy K-Dub. This is K-Dub's High Five, 5 rapid-fire questions with your favorite hobby faces. Today, we bring in a collector, a father, a buyer, a seller from Twitter. My good friend Caesar at CZ on Twitter and Instagram, I believe. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm hanging. We spoke about it before. I'm hanging. I got in a car accident, but I said I got to be here for my boy, do this interview, and excited to be here.
Well, man, priorities, man. You're in the car that you had the accident, man. So you're at least still standing. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm breathing. I'm breathing.
well, appreciate you doing it, man. How this is gonna work? I got 5 questions, all hobby related. I'm gonna throw them at you one right after another. Ready to take on the high five?
Let's go.
All right, man. First question for those of you who, for those people who may not know you, CZ on Twitter and Instagram. Kind of, how would you describe kind of your personality, or how would you define kind of your role, or kind of define who you are when it comes to social media hobby?
All right, so I like to keep it loose. I'm the kind of I'm two different people. If I'm posting for like the general public, I censor it a little bit, but I think I'm in about 12 to 14 Twitter chats. Yours being one of them, which is a great one for dads. But I tend to turn it up a notch when it comes to the when it comes to the private conversations. A little raunchy, but overall just having fun with the guys.
Yeah. So I mean, like, how would you kind of, when you think about like the brand that you're trying to create with who you are, like, how would you kind of describe that or define that?
So I want to be known as someone that you could approach. I want to be personable. I don't want to be a guy with a stick up his. I want to be the guy that you go, oh, that's easy, man. Let's go kick it with him. I want to be a guy that you can see yourself hanging out with, going to the cart show, buying some stuff, trading, whatever the case is. Just a guy's guy. That's the kind of guy I want to be.
A guy's guy that's into sports cards, man. That is my kind of guy right there. So
Definitely. I love it. Love it.
oh, all right, man. I'm gonna spell it for him at CEAZEY.
Correct.
All right, man. I'm gonna make sure it'll be on the bottom here, but I just want to make sure people know that. So, well, let's get into a little bit of kind of your card story or your card journey. Like, when you think about sports cards for you, like, who would you credit as some of your big influences as far as who got you into the hobby, who maybe showed you kind of the ropes of the hobby? But if you had to credit some influences, who would it be?
All right, so this is an interesting one because obviously, like a lot of people, the pandemic happened. We were stuck at home. We were looking for something. Hopped on Twitter, started seeing that cards were hot again. Pulled out the binder. Had a lot of 90s what people consider junk wax cards. But listen, I love them.
The glory era, baby.
Exactly. Listen, I still have my Jason Kidd cards. I have my binder with about 90 Jason Kidd cards. So I brought them out, started talking to people in the hobby, started kind of trading because I wanted to get some Met stuff. I wanted to get some Jet stuff because I was never into football, but I started getting into football trading cards. Love football. It's my favorite sport, but I never collected it. So I said, you know what? There's a good opportunity to get into it. Hopped on Twitter, started seeing the sales, people going nuts, collecting what they can. I think the hobby boom happened during that time. So it was a little difficult because it was trying to keep up with everything that was going on. But at the same time, trying to stick to what I liked, and that was Pete Alonso. I'm going to bring it up. It was Zach Wilson. It was a horrible era in my life, but you know what? It is what it is. I collected them hard, but it was kind of pandemic related. Hobby influencers. I wouldn't say I looked up to many hobby influencers, but from what I saw, I like what people were doing. I like people promoting their brand. Big Dog being one of them. I actually met him at the Dallas Card Show. Great guy. Yeah, saw the way he moved, collected well, did great deals. But no influencers, but I think I learned a lot from how other people move. So I kind of put it like that.
So did you collect cards like prior in life? You mentioned kind of the 90s. When did that break happen for you from the 90s to, and then you started up in the pandemic? Like, when did you kind of stop collecting to when you started back in the pandemic?
So I want to say I started up during Jason Kidd's rookie years. So
94,
I don't know
95.
if you. Yeah. So that's when I started because most of my cards are Jason Kidd rookie cards. I had a lot of baseball. Todd Hundley was my guy around that time from the Mets. So that was really when I started. I might have ended around 2000 because I remember I had some Derek Jeter stuff, and then took a really clean break all the way up to pandemic, and then restarted again. Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, I know people watching this are from all eras of collecting, but it's always interesting to hear. So, where do you find yourself as far as a collector goes? Drop it in the comments. Are you like post pandemic, pandemic, 90s? Like, where do you find yourself? I want to hear. Drop it in the comments. So, um, hey, question number 3, man. You mentioned J Kidd. I don't know if he's gonna fall in this, but when you think about the Grail card for you, like the card you've always wanted that you've never been able to get, what is that card and why?
Okay, so I did bring one card with me. I was
Okay.
ready for this. I said I'm gonna bring a card with me. Can you see that?
Yeah. Triple auto.
Triple auto, Pete Alonso, Darryl Strawberry, David Wright, 3 out of 3. So
Wow.
this to me is a Grail card. I try to get the 101, but I don't know if it has a surface or I couldn't be able to find it. But I got different variations of this card. I said I want to be buried with it. But this to me is important because as a Met fan, if Pete sticks with us for a long time, those are going to be the 3 home run leaders for the Mets, and I think that as a fan, you always want to collect guys that are already good because, like I said, referring back to Zach Wilson, you start collecting people that you think are going to be good, and that doesn't always pan out. But in this case, these are guys that are established, that are great. You got a guy that just retired in Wright, a guy that's been playing a game for a while that retired quite some time ago in Strawberry, and Alonso who's raking right now. So that to me is a Grail. If I could find that 101, that's one of those cards that I'll hold on to forever. But this is not leaving my side.
Now, were those pieces bats or were those jersey pieces on that card?
So David Wright and Alonso jersey pieces, and the strawberry at the top, that's a piece of the bat. Can you see it, or is it clear?
Yeah, no. I got it. It looked the strawberry looked a little off color there, so I wasn't sure, but that's a
Oh yeah, that's a wooden bat piece right there.
an all game used?
You know what? That's actually interesting. Let me see. Signing a top autograph card witnessed by a representative. Yes. The relics contained in this card are not from any specific game,
Oh
event,
no.
or season. You know what?
No.
I hate that, but
I'm sorry, man, but it's the nature of the collecting season, man. I mean,
it is. I mean, from what I hear in the old days, they used to actually give you relics from games and stuff, and that's awesome. I hope they bring that back.
Yeah.
But still 3 guys, 3 hopefully legends, and that's a Grail right there.
I mean, those are pillars of the Mets organization right there. So
yeah, man. That's it. It's not leaving my side.
Oh, all right. Well, moving from the cards to the product, if you were to kind of have all the money in the world, can open any box of cards from any time period that you want, any sport, what product are you going to open and why?
All right. So I know everyone's trout chasing. I'm not, he's just not a guy that does it for me. That year with Otani, with Alonso, I mean, that was a big year for collecting. So I'm thinking 2019, 2020. I would like to make it a nice upscale product. Dynasty's one that comes to mind. I know there's another one too, but it would be too easy for me to say NFL and National Treasures. That's just too big of a product. I wouldn't even know who I'm looking for. But I'm going to take it back to 2019, 2020, maybe Dynasty MLB.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Now,
good stuff.
I didn't ask you this, but real quick, what made you a Mets fan?
You know what? I made a lot of bad choices in life. And I'm a Mets fan, I'm a Jets fan, and I'm a Nets fan. So it's not because it rhymes.
It makes it easy.
Yeah, it makes it easy, but they all lose. I like to say I'm a nice guy because of it. It gave me character. But no, I don't know what did it. I really don't know why couldn't I be a Yankees fan? I lived a lot of my life in the Bronx. I could have easily been a Yankee fan. It just happened to be the Mets, and like they say, Mets fans are Jets fans. And I just steered down the wrong path, man.
Yeah, hey, man. We all make those choices in life.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
it could be a lot worse in choices, if it's just your sports team. So,
but I'm a diehard. I'm here in Florida. I'm not going to become a Ray fan. It's not going to happen. Mets, Jets, Nets till it ends me, and that might be very soon.
All right, man. Well, last question, and this kind of stemmed me to bring you on here to talk. Because the other day on Twitter, you posted something and I replied and it ended up getting, quite a bit of engagement. But, we were talking about kind of being a new seller on Twitter primarily, but we could also say all social media platforms. But I just wanted you to share kind of some of the pieces of advice that you might have for someone who's maybe new to the hobby or new to social media hobby. Like, what advice would you give to someone who's looking to get into selling their cards or cards that they have? that may be new to the hobby? Like what kind of tips or tricks would you give them?
All right, so there's several things. I mean, one thing that actually, when we sparked that conversation, I noticed there was a card shop owner that hopped in the comments.
Mm.
And there are people like that want to expand their brand, and which is a great idea. I think Frank J Boxes is a good person that comes to mind, who has a card shop and branched out to social media to increase sales, and it's gone really good for him. See, so there's, I guess, different perspectives, but let's just say someone brand new hops on Twitter, posts a card for sale. That's usually bad strategy because there's no rapport. No one knows who you are. That trust, I feel like that trust is a really, really big thing in a hobby. You know, there are clicks, you know, there are people that can vouch for you. That's normally stuff you want. I always said I joined in, I interacted. There are a lot of interesting topics that people talk about in these threads. If you really follow it, I mean, people are talking about real life stuff, card stuff, the market, how it's going. I mean, there's so many topics. Just get in there, you know, talk about it, make some connections. Got a lot of friends that I made, and this kind of drew me to a lot of these Twitter groups. It became more than cards, you know, it became more than cards. And I think that's what makes it really special. So if you can get to a space where it's not just a business, and listen, it's fine if it's a business too, but if you can get to a place where it's not just business, you're making some connections, people know you a little bit, I think it gives people some comfort in buying from you, because now they see you in threads, they see you talking, they see you engaged, and not just trying to flip something or sell something right away, you know. So I would say get involved, get some vouchers, buy some stuff, you know, show your collection, you know. I think that really goes a long way.
And I know you mentioned at one point the idea of kind of trading, and for anyone kind of new to this, you know, there is still trading that happens even with social media. Did you trade at the beginning when you first got in? Was there a lot of trades being made for you, like before you started selling?
I did. My boy John, who's in one of my groups, me and him traded a few times. Victor, one of the guys I traded with. So trading, it's a little difficult, I'll be honest. One thing we did, which was kind of funny, because it was really difficult when you think about it. So me and one guy came to an agreement to make a trade, right? So we said, all right, let's film ourselves wrapping the package. And you know, it's great to say that, but once you actually start doing it, it's really difficult. So I'm like this, trying to hold it, you know, putting the phone between, and I'm like, man, this is really tough. So, but it built trust. He saw that I was a genuine guy. I saw that he was a genuine guy when he had a tripod. That was probably a lot smarter than what I was trying to do. But that was a good way to trade, because it showed that we were putting it all out there, full disclosure. Here's what I'm sending you. Here's me wrapping it. Here's the label. Take as much photos as you can. Don't just take someone's word that they're doing such and such thing. Get the receipt from the post office. I mean, extra safety measures are always better than just being lax, because if you're lax, stuff happens, and then it gives you a bad rep. So just do things carefully, do things like you care, and that usually goes a long way.
Yeah, and I think that it boils down to what you said at the very beginning, that trust factor. I mean, if
Yeah,
you build that trust, and people, when people trust you and you can trust them, you know, keeping everything out in the open is definitely a big thing. Not doing anything behind closed doors, not
yeah,
getting to the DMs so we can just have a one-on-one, but keeping things open. That
yeah,
trust is a big piece. So
exactly,
awesome.
brother.
I love the advice. Well, hey, I got one bonus question for you here. A little high
Do it.
five special. If you were to say one goal you have for yourself in the hobby in 2023, what would it be? What's one hobby goal for you?
So I got to speak to someone else who does a lot of card shows. Actually just 2 days ago. And he sent me a website from Beckett, and it has a lot of card shows that are going on in different states.
Yeah.
So I would say go to more card shows, because after my experience last week at Dallas, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a rush, meeting people, talking cards, talking sports, seeing
Yeah.
trades go down. I mean, I saw PSA was there, Beckett was there. There was guys cleaning cards for you. Obviously, you had to pay him, but he was cleaning cards for you so you could get a chance at a gem. I mean, all of that is stuff that I didn't know actually went down. So I want to go to more card shows. I want to talk to more people, make some connections. That would definitely be my goal.
I love it, man. Are you going to national?
To be continued.
Think about it, man. Think about it. I look forward to it. So I hear that's the one to go.
Definitely. I would love to. I'm going to do my best. I'll do my best.
All right, man. Well, hey, we cleared the list. We got a high five. Throw it up at the end of the high five. I know car high five there. Boom. There it is. There it is. You can follow my man Caesar on Twitter and Instagram at CZ, CAEZEY. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. K-Dub. Shout out to the high five endorsers this season. Buck City Breaks, Rack of the Day, Eric Hecker on Twitter. Always remember, my friends, be the good, build the trust, like my man Caesar was talking about. Man, I appreciate you joining me. Thanks so much. Yeah, double thumbs. Let's go.
Definitely.
We'll see you guys next time on the next High Five.